Alright guys, we're back. So we're waiting on the old deer hide over to thaw out, so I thought I'd show you how to open up a couple of these here beaver tails. You're going to need a couple of knives to do this. The easiest way I found to do it anyhow. One's just a regular old skinning knife. Any kind of skinning knife, it don't really matter, just as long as it's sharp. Another, you need to go get you a, this is a Stanley, which is no box knife, but it's got a hook blade on it. That blade is used, I believe, for linoleum. You can find them at Lowe's, Home Depot, about probably any major home store will probably have them. Instead of being just a regular blade, they've got, I don't know if I get this close here where you guys can see it, but it's got a hook blade on it. These are very sharp and they will cut you badly, so use extreme caution when you're doing this. Do not try to force this blade. If this blade is not cutting easily, take your time, change it. What will happen is this blade will hang up, and then all of a sudden it'll hit a smooth, easy spot, and you'll pull that knife, and when you do, you'll run it right in your hand, and it don't stop, guys. I mean, it will cut you bad. So be sure you got sharp blade in it. If you got a bunch of these to do, just put your new blade in to start with and be done with it. No need to be bleeding and being laid up because you done something stupid. I'm gonna move this camera up here, and hopefully you guys will be able to see this just exactly where I'm gonna make these cuts. It's kind of important because what will happen is this is pretty tough leather, but it will rip and tear on you. And you get in these bigger tails, sometimes they're kind of a pain to get to where get them off without messing them up. And I'll mess some of them up. Like I said, it's all free stuff. It's extra pieces you get off of beaver, so it's not the end of the world if you mess one up, and you will till you get to where you can do them. And I know I'm gonna be in a way when I do this, but basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna insert this knife in here, just all down, plenty below the skin line or the leather line, and go down. Be sure not to come out the leather, but basically you want to sink that in all the way up to the blade. So I'll just find me a spot and angle it down there a little bit, and you'll feel it. And then just take your knife, and I said be careful not to cut through the leather. Cut that all the way to the side. Turn him over. Do the same thing on this side. I'll actually run down the edge of the bone there. Back up here and get another easier bite. On this side. And this is all cartilage and fat tissue. It's not the easiest thing in the world to cut. So you want to be sure and like I said, have a sharp knife. Okay, once you get that done, turn this tail on the side, and I like to get it over here on the edge of a table. We're going to stick a little curved blade out. Now I'm not going to start right on the edge of this. I'm going to start back here, and just find you, eyeball you a middle, and sink that knife blade in. See how that slipped right there? Now what you want to do is just gently pull that knife right down the edge of that tail. you get down here towards this end, you may have to kind of see what I'm doing. I'm taking my fingers and stretching that hide where that knife blade is. It gets really thin down here, guys. There's not much to work with. If you stay on the edge of the table, you can keep that knife. I know you guys probably can't see this very well. My big hand's in the way, but yeah, I'm sorry. It's the best I can do. Just gently work your way down here towards the end of the tail. Okay. So now I've split that all the way to the end, all up this side. Okay. Now that I've got that cut, I'm going to turn around, go right back up here and find the place where I started, and just cut that out to the end. The reason I do that is because if you try to start here, see how that gives your blade, it wants to hang up and whatnot in that fatty tissue there. So we're going to flop him over here on the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. And this is just kind of a thing you got to get a knack for, to do it and not cut the leather. And then you will cut them. You'll run some here where you get the hang of it, and you'll probably run a bunch of them over on the fleshing beam before you get the hang of that. Okay, I'll split that one all the way down to the side. I'm going to turn around like I did on the other side, keep fingers out of the way, and split that up. Okay, you done with that knife now. Let's go back to this knife here. I usually split these before I do the in the side, but you can do it either way, it don't make any difference. Basically what you want to do is cut that out, just like that. Actually, it may be easier to do it this way. You already got a place to go with your knife. And okay, now once I've done that, I'm going to stick that knife in there, kind of at an angle. Be careful not to cut through the leather. So your knife needs to be sharp. And if it's sharp, you don't have to force it. When you start forcing a knife blade, that's when you get cut. Alright, see what I've done there? I've cut that back up our ways. And then we turn around over here and we come on here and do the same thing on this side. And I'm actually feeling, right there's the tip of my knife. I'm actually feeling that point, kind of holding it down with my finger as I shove that knife down through there. You don't want to go down, you don't want to go up. You got to keep in between it. It just takes a little while to get the knack of it. And don't be afraid to skin these down quite a ways. See, here's the tendons. Them can cause you problems sometimes. Okay, we got that one open. I'm gonna pause you and I'll take you over here to the vise And we're going to clamp this dude up in a vise, and I'll show you how to pull this off. Alright, we're over here to vise now. We've got that tail split. Well, dadgum, I didn't split the very back of that. Hang on just a second. Got one little place right here on each side. Didn't get with my knife a minute ago. Alright, now, basically what you got is two big old chunks of leather and the bone. We're going to clamp that bone in this vise. Get that in there and get you a good bite. That's the reason you want to be sure to have at least 4 inches of that leather skimp back. Kind of listen, you'll hear it kind of start popping and cracking. Don't squeeze too tight, you'll bust them bones and it'll pull them too on you. But then you take your vice grips and we're going to clamp right on the end of this tail, or that'll be actually the beginning of the tail up next to the beaver's butt. Always leave a little bit of hair and whatnot there. It gets cut off later anyways. Adjust your vice grips where they'll clamp. And then pull right straight up. But sometimes they can be a little bit of a booger to get started. That's what you end up with. Okay? That's one side. Now we're going to unclamp him, turn him around, and we're going to pull that other side the same way. Clamp that tail back in there again. Give them vice grips. Clamp back on the end of that tail. Sometimes they'll slip on you. I said these big old tails, well, they don't want to come off real good. If it slips like that, sometimes I've found it's better to kind of bend that vice grip over and grab it with your hands and grab tail and everything. Get a little better bite. And you just pull that right up to the end. Most of the time it'll come off completely undamaged. That other side pulled just a little bitty bit right there and you can see it. And that was probably my fault because I didn't split that back far enough into that gristle. But that's it, guys. That's how you skin a beaver tail. And I'll take you over on the fleshing beam here in a second. Move the camera again. And that's the tail. Nothing but fat and cartilage and nasty. We'll be back with you here in just. Alright guys, we're back. We got our beaver tail over here that needs to be fleshed. You can see all the fat and cartilage and stuff on there. You can take this off however you want to take it off, whatever's comfortable for you. I do mine on my regular beaver beam here, which is just it's a big old piece of basically plastic pipe, thick wall plastic pipe, come out of the coal mine. I think they used it to pump slaughter right through or something. It's, oh, I don't know, it's 1.25 inches thick or so wall. It's heavy duty stuff. It makes a dandy beaver beam though. It just slides over the top of my regular beam for fleshing coon and whatnot. I found that if you'll start with a tail back towards you, and you're going to have to clamp this tail to your beam somehow. You can do it on regular, like a coon fleshing beam if you want. And I just use this because I've already got it in place. But if you just clamp that down here, a lot of times that tail will pull right here, because you get down here, it's kind of tough, and you're gonna have to shave this off. So you're gonna need a good sharp fleshing knife. So what I do is I bend that around that, because it's so thin there on that end of the tail. I bend that around, open them vice grips on up. And you don't want to clamp it real hard, just good and snug. Just like that. So we're hooked up there now. Now you want to use a sharp knife. This will not push off. If you try to push this off, you're going to tear that tail for sure. This is a caribou. It's made up in Canada. I've got a Sheffield over there, and I got a necker that I push coon fat with. But I don't use this a lot. I use it for shaving beaver tails and otter tails mainly. Once in a while, I'll pick it up, shave a little bit off the back of a big old boar coon or something, got a lot of gristle on it. Don't do a whole lot of manual shaving anymore unless I have to. That's the reason I bought that commercial fleshing machine over there. They're a lot of money, boys. They sure take a lot of work out of things. Basically, what you want to do is you just want to start in here and just kind of start shaving this down. Now once you get down here to where the hide's at, you want to flatten that knife out. Okay, like that. And as tough as these tails are, you can cut one in a heartbeat. I may cut this one before it's over with. Usually what I'll do is I'll try to shave this up here towards the end first, or rather quickly. Don't have to do it exactly first, but bump the camera. These little GoPro cameras are nice, but well, they ain't much on. Now they ain't got no zoom or nothing like that on them. So when we get it up here where you can see what's actually going on, you got to be pretty close. Take your time. Ain't no race to this. I mean, you got quite a bit of work in this tail. Getting him this far. The guy hates to cut him in two now. But just take your time. Good sharp knife. Watch what you're doing. And don't get rammy. And you'll be just fine. And like I said, you'll run a couple of them before you get the hang of it, but ain't the end of the world. You know, I throw these things away for years. You know, they make a pretty good handle for carrying a carcass, but that's all there is to it, guys. You just keep that up. I've got that shaved down there. Get a little bit of fat over here on the side. And I'll just keep working that away. I get this done, I'll bring you guys back and show you how to do this other end. Okay. Make sure I got you guys where we can see what's going on. Get this camera up here again. Probably end up hitting it again. So we got this end done. Yeah, it's all down to just the leather there. You may, depending on what you do with this, you may have to thin this, basically this part up, down. Said I do mine on a commercial machine, but you can do it by hand. Just keep shaving away with it with that fleshing knife. And it's kind of hard to do, but you can do it. I wouldn't want to set in on 200 of them, I can tell you that. That machine did. So this the same way, flatten that knife out. Turn you around here just a little bit. Flatten that knife out. Be sure it don't buckle up in front of you, front of your knife. Keep that gristle off that cutting edge. And stuff builds up on the edge of that knife. You go to cut, it don't want to cut. Then you put a little extra pressure on it. First thing you know, you got two pieces. Just a little bit along this edge. And I know there's some parts of this you guys can't see, and I'm sorry for that. But you just have to take my word on it, it works. I think I'm doing a good enough job explaining this. You get the idea. And then you can just do like I did. Go out and start playing with it until you figure it out. I took a lot of hours off of your experimentation, hopefully, with this little video. Like I said, yeah, you can take this stuff and you can tan them, just sell them tan on the internet. You know, these guys out there that leather workers and leather craftsmen, you know, they'll buy this stuff, but they ain't. I don't know where they. I want to say they. Well, they may just be smarter than we are, not trap the beavers. That may be the deal. But I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Beaver, coons, coyotes, it don't matter what it is. I like it all. But that's it, guys. You got one flesh beaver tail ready to be salted down. And about 24 hours, salt that tail. And when you salting is part of the tanning process, by the way, if anybody don't know that. But salt it down, let it set 24 hours. It sucks some of the moisture out of it. Goes into the pickle brine and so on and so forth after that. You know, anybody's interested in that and don't know, you can find that kind of information on about 1,300 different videos on the internet. So yeah, but that's it. We went from this here to this. A lot of difference. Now it's on its way to being used for something, actually, instead of just being thrown away. No need wasting this stuff, guys. Like I said, you ain't gonna get rich off of it, but you can make a little money. And I personally am working. As a matter of fact, I've quit selling any and all of my fur on the open market anymore. Everything that we catch, we're turning into garments and whatnot, knickknacks, selling stuff that way. You can make 10 times your money on it. You don't sell as much of it, but hey, you know what, I'd rather sell 30 coon hides turned into something for 10 times the money is to sell 200 for $6 a piece. So, you know, it's just on. I'd like to do it, and the easy way to make you some good money on your fur. And that's it, guys. Said we're gonna try to flesh this deer hide if I can get it sometime here, get it thawed out. I don't know if we're gonna make it this afternoon or not. It's getting almost noon now, so we'll see how it goes. If it is, I'll give you guys a short clip on that. It ain't no different fleshing anything else. They do flesh pretty easy. I will give them that for the most part. They got a few tough spots on them, but nothing anybody couldn't do with a regular dull knife that you push coon fat with. They're just that easy. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope it's helped you out. Anybody's interested in doing it, and happy trapping, guys. Be safe.